What's up everyone, Kaze no What If is here with What If a Soul Was Sent into One Piece verse. Before we start, if you like the video, like it, share with your friends, comment, and let's start the video. No, I don't own One Piece, and this is also not the greatest fanfic of all time. This Bites will always hold that title. A whole week early, and I thought I'd need more time for this chapter. I guess the inspiration is real, it's about time he showed up. Responding to comments. None this time around, but welcome to the new readers. Story follows my whims. Blah blah blah, somewhat inconsistent. Blah blah blah, new to writing blah blah blah. Please just give me some time. I vow that I'll be a much better writer then. If you have a question, feel free to leave a comment. On with the chapter. Jason's beginning. Jason woke up, his phone ringing loudly. Hello, who this? He yawned. Jason. What the hell? It's already 6 o'clock, hurry up, we gotta get to the bus. The girl shouted. Arya. What are you talking about? He looked up to the clock, seeing the time, and immediately jumped out of the bed. Oh shit. I'll be right down. He hung up the phone and started fumbling for some clothes. Falling off the bed, he shot to the closet. All right, what do I need? He asked himself. He quickly grabbed the first thing he saw, a one-piece sweater and standard pants. He grabbed his phone, as well as his bag, running out the room. He quickly brushed his teeth and started running downstairs, just to trip and fall on the last couple steps. Jason. Keep your ass quiet. Some people are trying to sleep. His father shouted. My bad. I'll see you guys after school. He shouted up to him, before dashing out the door to see Arya waiting there patiently. Jason was a natural athlete, a prodigy in everything he did. Top of the class with average looks and insanely fit. Everything he did it perfectly. The only downside, he was lazy as fuck. Hey Ari, let's go. He grabbed her hand as he started running for the bus stop, eventually leaving her behind without noticing. As he neared the bus stop, he saw his friend Jay. Hey Jay, what's good? He asked. Hey you too. How's life? Another one of his friends said. Hey friend C. What's good? They called out at the same time. Jason. What the hell? Arya, Jason's girlfriend, shouted. Why did you leave me behind? Sorry about that. I thought you were right behind me. Jason said sheepishly. Hey Jay. Arya greeted Jay. Hey. You good? He asked her. Yeah, it's just that this idiot keeps leaving me behind. She told him before turning towards Jason. I swear if you go missing one day, I'm hunting you down. Alright, I'm sorry. Come on, the bus is here. Jason continued, trying to calm her down. Jason got on the bus, Arya followed, sitting right next to him. Hey Jason. Arya whispered to him. Yeah. He whispered back. When do you think Jay will start dating again? The guy always looks so lonely. You know, he just naturally looks like that. Besides, if he really wanted a girl, he would try to get one. As it stands, he only dated 3 girls. One was in middle school, so we're not really counting that one. Jason told her. What happened to the 2 high school ones? Arya asked, though she knew who Jay was, she didn't really talk to him much. One of them broke up with him because he didn't care for her. Back then he was just dating for the right to brag about it. The other one he took more seriously, but they broke up at the beginning of this year. They had things to focus on. Jay had straight Fs last year, due to his laziness, and now he has to start focusing on school. He explained. I just hope he learns to show more emotion. That man's emotions are completely dead, he hides the pain from everyone. I can see it. Arya turned away to look out the window. Jason looked at Jay. Asterisk, is that really true? Asterisk, he thought. A couple minutes later they had finally made it to the school. Jason and Arya got off and started walking with Jay towards the lunchroom. The food they had was garbage, which is why Jason always bought snacks. As they left the lunchroom he looked at Jay. "Hey Jay, when are you planning on dating again? You know how I am. I refuse to ask a girl out this year, school has to come first. When I graduate I'll worry about it then," he replied. "You didn't ask out a girl any other year either." Jason thought to himself. "What if a girl asks you?" Arya inquired. Jay replied. "Well, I don't have a choice then. Do I? I'll go out with her, I'll give any girl a chance. That's just how I am. I'll see you two later." Jay walked off to go sit wherever he usually sits. It's clear that was a complete lie. Jason whispered to Arya. The dude wouldn't that day in his life, and if he doesn't know the girl or the girl is too popular he'll turn them down. Man says any girl, forgetting about the time in sophomore year he turned down that cute freshman just because he believed she could do better. Did that really happen? Arya asked. Jason nodded. Yeah, funny thing is, the girl came back to him and introduced her boyfriend to be petty. He dodged a bullet if you ask me. Arya was clearly curious. What did he say when she introduced them? He just smirked and said, "Told you, you can do better." Honestly, he's both mean and nice at the same time, Jason said angrily. Arya thought about her interactions with Jay. So he's the type to mock others and turn everything into a game? Yeah, but that's what I like about the guy. He's an endless optimist. I've never seen him get mad or cry, not even once, Jason replied. Arya looked doubtful. More like that's all he'll let you see, he's not going to open up about his problems to another guy. It makes him look weak, though I do believe he's an optimist. I think he truly is happy all the time, but all the negative emotion builds up, staying hidden until it bursts. Sooner or later he's going to boil over. I just hope he has someone there to help. The bell rang and the two separated, going about their day. Jason hated academics, though not cause he was dumb. Jason was incredibly smart, straight A's across the board, every class came easy to him. However, for him it was all so boring. He preferred moving his body as opposed to sitting in a chair. He hated class, but the one thing he loved was gym. He was a prodigy there as well, good at basketball, soccer, tennis. You name it, he excelled at it. He was good at everything, leaving him surrounded by girls. It was a wonder why he only cared for the one. This man could have had a harem with ease, but simply chose against it. After another easy win in basketball against 9 other people, the coach blew the whistle. The day was coming to an end and it was time to dress out. In the locker room. Hey Jason, why don't you date other girls? Why do you stick to Arya? Friend A asked. Same person from chapter 1. He knows both of us. Oh, calm down Orion, I stick to Arya because she sticks to me. She's different from the other girls, besides I've known her for a while. Also, when it comes to looks, even without makeup she can match any girl in school, Jason told him. Orion was the name friend A started going by as a joke. It was picked up and everyone in the gym class called him that. Though Jay had no knowledge of the pet name and continued to call him friend A. So it all comes down to looks in the end. I'll see you later Jason. Friend A closed his locker and started heading home. Jason threw on his shirt and left as well. Asterisk, I don't know what he's so touchy about. I mean, it's not all about looks. Arya's personality is what really attracts me to her. Maybe he's just comparing our relationship to his own. I wonder if he'll ever get married and have a daughter asterisk. Jason walked out of the school and got on the bus when he saw Jay. Hey Jay, I need some advice after school today. When you get back from picking up your niece, come meet up with me. Jay sighed. God damn. You're the fifth person today to ask me for advice. Is it relationship advice? Jason nodded sheepishly. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. You got me though, right? Jay began rubbing his head, likely getting rid of the headache beginning to form. Crazy how I'm always being asked for advice on relationships and yet can't seem to get into one. How the hell is this possible? I got you, bro, I'll be there. Jason shook his hand before walking back to sit with Arya, shouting thank you as he walked off. Jay just leaned against the window, putting in his AirPods and shutting the world off. I'll deal with that idiot later, he thought to himself. As Jason sat next to Arya, she asked him a question. What was that all about? Oh, I needed to talk to Jay after school. I'll call you the second I'm done. He told her. As long as you do that, I don't need you to forget again. Your phone better be on in case I got a call. Arya said. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'd die before ever leaving you. Jason replied with complete honesty. The two shared a kiss and went on to talk about how their day went. Later that day, Jason and Jay had walked over to the nearby park, sitting on the swings as they talked. It was a cloudy day and had started to rain, turning the world dark. Hey Jay, what do you think about Arya? Don't you think she's a bit obsessive? Maybe, but can you blame her? She's gone through some tough times, you know that better than I. You helped her through all that, now she sees nothing but you, you're all she has left, so of course she's obsessive. If you disappeared, she'd probably fall into depression and eventually it'll lead to her dying from suicide or living an unfulfilled life. Help her through that so she can learn to live without you, until then you're gonna have to stick with her. Jason nodded. Alright, I can handle that. Let's head back. It's starting to rain really hard, and I don't plan on leaving her. That's good. Jay whispered. The two hopped off the swings and began walking back to the house. Out of nowhere the rain stopped, the clouds cleared, and in the sky was a black sun, not an eclipse but a sun that looked as if it had been blown out. The world suddenly plunged into darkness. As the two stared into the sky, thousands of tiny lights began descending, however it wasn't lights at all. It was humanoid creatures, though they were far beyond anything the world has seen. Is this the second coming of Jesus? Jason asked. Jay made a very valid point. More like the apocalypse, bro. I don't think Jesus would be accompanied by so many people and complete darkness. Their apparent leader had finally touched down, reaching eye level with the two while all the others remained in the air. Hello you two. We are the gods of existence. My name is YHDF, or YA for short. I've come here to grant you a wish, cause I may or may not have messed up. The random god explained. What do you mean you messed up? The two demanded. Well, you see, we hold a list of all the people that are alive on this planet. You two got crossed off that list due to being in the vicinity of an error, so you basically disappeared from the world altogether. What do you mean? Error? Jay asked, visibly trying to calm down. Well Jay, it's basically someone who died not dying. They remain there in a state of living. In order to solve this problem, we isolate that part of the world, influencing all nearby people to stay away before descending and taking the being to the afterlife ourselves. You two wandered in, so you were forced to get crossed off the list. Sorry about that. Wait, so you guys fucked up, and now we gotta die? Jay asked impatiently. Hey, he apologized. Shut up, said a woman in the background. Jason began to freak out. Damn, Arya is gonna start tripping. She gon' think I left her, what the hell? Yeah, hearing this spoke. It's alright, when it's her time to go I'll send her after you. So go on, make a wish. Alright, so I'll see her again *. Jason calmed down. Send me into one piece with a high-level devil fruit. That's all I need at the moment. As you wish. Ya snapped, and suddenly Jason vanished. Goddess. Jason appeared in a room with a floor made of water, Nothing in the room existed except a single throne. The person on that throne looked very familiar. Aqua? Jason asked. What, Aqua? No, I'm Kojika, the goddess of water and healing. One of the most elite goddesses and the future wife to Yat. She explained in a calm and gentle voice. So a goddess of water that's completely full of herself but is still essentially useless. Sounds like Aqua to me. Jason said. No, I'm Kojika. Aqua is a lower realm deity, she controls a lesser planet and I control a planet based on pirates. Obviously I'm so much better than she is. Kojika shouted. Sounds like a god complex as well, fitting Aqua to a T. How the hell, I mean how can I have a god complex when I'm a literal god? That's what someone with a god complex would say, Aqua. Jason teased. Oh my god. Which is me? Kojika began. Can you even be classified as a god? Jason interrupted. Huh? What does that mean? Kojika yelled. Well, based on what you said earlier about lower realm deities, there must be higher ones as well. Honestly, you rule over one planet, that's all. Jason replied. It may only be one planet, but I'm still considered a god of this planet. Therefore I'm a god. And yet, you're not worshipped as one. Nita and the other three are mentioned before you. How are you a god of an earth that doesn't worship you? A god is nothing without its believers. Jason explained. That's because Nita was this planet's god beforehand, he died in battle against the evil side of the Heaven faction. He died to finish off their leader before he could become an upper realm deity. Kojika told him. Wait, evil side of the Heaven faction? Jason asked. A group of 30 individuals, 15 existed in heaven and 15 existed in hell. Kojika told him, though she was confused as to why. So what, they were all evil? Even the ones in the Heaven faction? According to Ya, they were a threat to existence. They needed to be wiped out, 10 from hell died and 5 from heaven went along with them. The other 15 disappeared during the fight. What were they like? I don't know, the planetary deities weren't told about it. Among us only Nita and his crew knew. Kojika explained. I see. Now back to what we were talking about earlier. You're a planetary deity, meaning there would have to be a solar system as well as galaxy-level deities. Wait a minute, that means Beerus is a universal deity. You're weaker than a fucking cat. Jason laughed. What? Hey. Beerus was born in a higher realm, of course he's going to be stronger. Besides, I'm still one of the top goddesses in terms of looks. She bragged. You look like Aqua, the only difference is you're all black instead of blue. I don't look like her at all. Shut up. Kojika was about to snap her fingers before being interrupted. Wait, about my devil fruit? Look, when you get to the world your devil fruit will be in your pocket. Kojika told him quickly, about to snap again. What is my devil fruit anyways? I don't know. It's a high-level devil fruit that suits you, it chose you. We didn't choose it for you, we had a devil fruit choose you based on your request. Are we done here? Kojika asked impatiently. Actually, I was wondering if you could fix my phone so I can use the internet in one piece. What? No. Why would I do that? Because you're an amazing goddess that would never turn down an innocent person. Fine, I'll give you infinite battery as well as service. However, I refuse to give it to your disrespectful friend. No one disrespects Yat and gets away with it. Kojika said angrily. So what exactly will change? Your phone will work like normal, but you won't be able to message anyone from Earth. You can watch things from there but can't message anyone. Kojika explained. You said you refuse to give the same benefits to my friend, does that mean he's coming here too? Jason asked. Jay is already here, he had a choice of what world to go to. He was likely to choose this world based on his personality. This world is the one where he can have the most fun. Wait, why didn't I get a choice? And what do you mean this is where he can have the most fun? The only reason you didn't get a choice is because Arya is going with you. This world that I govern over is the only one that can hold more than one outside with ease. Because this world has so many outsiders, it's the one that provides the most fun and surprises in the story. This world is also much stronger than the others due to the influence of those before you. Arya explained. Wait, so this is basically a multiplayer lobby? How many outsiders are here? Honestly, I don't know, too many to count. I only watch over a few of them. Mainly the ones that come from your Earth. How many come from my Earth? There's only 2 excluding you 3. So 5 in total. Why is the world like this? Jason asked. Damn, will you stop asking so many questions and just go? I have to ask ya why it's like this. I don't know. Kojika yelled. That's all I needed to know, you can send me on my way now. Kojika snapped and Jason began to dissolve. Bye Aqua. He shouted as he left. Finally that nuisance is gone. But now I have another to deal with. A moment later Jay landed in the room after dying to a T-Rex. Fucking dumbass. Devil fruit. Jason woke up to the sound of explosions. The ground was shaking, causing him to lose his balance and fall into a nearby river. Damn it. Jason cursed as he got out of the river, seeing his wet clothes. Wait a minute, what kind of clothes are these? The clothes he had on could only be explained with one word: revealing. The pants were okay, however the top was pretty much non-existent. It was 2 full sleeves accompanied by fingerless gloves. A piece of leather covering his chest and some more around his neck. His stomach was left in complete view, showing off his abs. Is this some kind of Ice Guy starter pack bullshit? Matter of fact, where's my phone? Jason felt around inside his pockets, pulling out his phone and a small ball. He went through his contacts, seeing that the only person there was the self-proclaimed and actual god. He called the number. Hey, Jason. Coming back to me already, huh? Kojika teased. Aqua, what the fuck is this outfit? Jason shouted. Kojika laughed. It'd be a shame to let you hide that amazing body, you know. Anyways, I gotta go. One of the others from your Earth received a devil fruit finally, gave one to his daughter as well. I gotta watch this. Wait, there are more from my Earth, I thought they came from others. Hey Kojika. Kojika. The phone hung up and Jason laid down defeated. I give up. At that moment he finally noticed the girl next to him. A 18-year-old Hispanic girl with long black hair and beautiful eyes. She wore a white top slightly loosened to reveal her cleavage with black pants and boots. A sword was at her side and a book on her waist. Arya. Jason whispered before rushing to her and hugging her tightly. Arya. 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 Jason shouted, trying to wake her up. She opened her eyes, staring at Jason in a mixture of shock and anger. The force of her love almost overwhelmed him. Arya hugged him back, crying into his shoulder. You left. You left me on my own, I missed you so much. Jason smiled, rubbing her back. Sorry about that, Ari, it's only been a day though. You can't possibly miss me that much after one day. One day? One day. It's been 50 years, I was left on my own. I couldn't fall in love again. All I wanted was to know where you went. I became a detective to investigate that day, but all we found is that you seemingly vanished into thin air, the DNA just disappeared. You and Jay were automatically graduated and conspiracies of that day started coming up. Like aliens or something else. The day I died, I finally found out the truth. Ya told me and sent me to Kojika. She said she'll send me to you and that she'll give me a phone and devil fruit similar to yours. She explained. I knew you liked One Piece, but I didn't think you liked it enough to come here. She explained. It's really been that long? Jason kissed her. We're together now and I refuse to lose you again. Now we should eat the fruits and see what they are. Arya took the fruit out of her pocket. Is this it? It kinda looks like a ball instead of a fruit. It doesn't feel like a fruit either. Jason held up his. I guess so, I thought it was a ball as well. Should we try eating it? Might as well, the worst that could happen is getting a mouthful of rubber. Arya said before popping hers in her mouth and swallowing it. Jason followed and immediately the taste hit both of them. If the anime is anything to go off of, then this is definitely a devil fruit. Nothing else in this world could be this disgusting. Jason complained. How do we check our devil fruit? Arya asked. No idea, but how about we take a picture to commemorate being back together? Also give me your number again, it was removed. Jason said. They quickly exchanged numbers and opened the camera app. When they looked at the options, there was something there that originally wasn't. A scan option showed at the bottom. They switched to it and immediately it brought up a page of themselves, though significantly less detailed than the one Jay got. Jason, LV. 20. Devil fruit, Wraith fruit, model, desert. Arya, LV. 10. Devil fruit, Wraith fruit, model, ocean. We really do have similar devil fruits. How do we activate it though? Arya asked. If it's based off the One Piece world, it's either willpower or dumb luck. Jason told her. Arya tripped falling into the water, but strangely enough she didn't sink. The water held onto her, keeping her afloat. You mean like this? Arya asked, confused. Yeah. Jason replied just as confused. I guess your fruit being the ocean model makes it to where the water refuses to harm you. Immunity to water maybe. Meaning you're only really weak to sea stone and haki, that's a powerful fruit. Try calling on the water. Arya stood up and began focusing, a small drop of water swirling at her fingertip. She aimed at Jason and pulled back. Water pistol. A small blast of water was sent out and hit Jason. It worked. Arya said excitedly. Jason stood there not impressed. That was weak as hell, maybe you can make it more powerful. At least we're sure now, you can control water. If the ocean model controls water, then the desert model would have to control sand. Or the heat. Jason focused on himself and immediately a swirl of sand appeared in his hand. He shaped it into a small pellet. Sand pellet. The attack hit Arya doing very little. Sand arrow. This time he aimed at a tree, throwing the arrow forward leaving a small dent. Sand bullet. This attack pierced the tree. Sand pistol. He shot out multiple bullets piercing multiple trees. This is pretty easy. He smiled, shooting some more. What the hell kind of bullshit is this? Arya complained. Why are you already so good at this? It hasn't even been 5 minutes. Jason smirked. Oh come on Ari, you know I'm a certified genius. At that moment a nearby volcano erupted and the sound of thunder began pounding through the trees. 2 giants came into view and clashed, knocking Arya and Jason onto the floor. Oh my god. This really is One Piece. Jason said excitedly before visibly deflating. Why are we in the Grand Line? 2 giants. Apparently it's spelled Brogi, don't mind the mistakes throughout this chapter. As the battle between the 2 giants raged on, Jason grabbed onto Arya's hand. Come on. We need to catch them after the fight. They might be able to help us. Jason began running forward, the waves of power after each clash pushing them back. Arya's energy was starting to run out, but for some reason the moisture in the air was being absorbed into her body, preventing it from reaching zero. As they reached the 2 giants, their final clash sounded out, leveling the trees in the area. The two sat down and started drinking. 72,000 fights. Brogy said. Dory nodded. 72,000 draws. They started chugging more. Jason started climbing up Brogy. It was a slow pace, but eventually he reached his shoulder. Hey big guy, I needed to talk to you, Jason said calmly. Brogy looked down. Oh, it's a little human, it's been a long time since I saw one of those. What is it? Do you think you two can train us? Jason asked. Arya made her way up to Dory. It might be a nice change of pace. Brogy looked thoughtful for a second. I wouldn't mind, but we have a duel to finish. Jason immediately found a solution. Let us finish it for you, Jason suggested. This might mess up the canon for Jay, but fuck it, I'm having my fun no matter what. Asterisk. Finish it for us? How? Dory asked. Arya answered. You two train us for the next 2 years, then whoever wins our fight wins for the person that taught them. If you can't decide who's a better fighter, just decide who's a better teacher. Kabababa. Brogy laughed. I like it, what do you say, Dory? Gagagaga. Dory roared. Let's do it, I'll take the tiny woman, you can take the tiny man. I'll see you in 2 years. Brogy sighed. Alright little human, what's your ability? Devil fruit or weapons? I use a little bit of both. I had these weapons on me when I was brought here. A shamshur or curved blade, and a haladi or a double blade dagger. I also have my devil fruit, the wraith fruit, model, desert. So far I found out that I can control sand, though I haven't found out what the wraith part of it is. Jason explained. Wraith huh? That should be the strongest phantom-like being. Meaning your fruit is likely a zoan. If you want to activate a zoan you just gotta will your power to work. Brogy explained. I've already done that, that's how I found out I can control sand. Kabababa. You had an image in your head when you did that. The best way to make a devil fruit work in its most basic state, you just have to will something to happen. Don't specify. Jason held out his hand, waiting for something, anything to happen. Almost at once his body went transparent, showing off a dark sand-like energy that pulsed through it. This is almost like a Logia. All I'm doing is cloaking myself in wraith energy. Jason passed his hand through a tree. It holds ghost attributes of going through walls and also can't be touched without haki, most likely. Also the sand is always present in my body. The only difference this has from a Logia is that I absorb sand and I'm immune to it, but I can't produce an infinite amount. I can also use this energy to go completely transparent, almost like a wraith cloak. Jason's highly analytical brain allowed him to process information much faster than a normal person. He had an IQ of 200, almost enough to have placed top 5 back on Earth. With it, all this information as well as ideas came to him instantly with just a little bit of guidance. Jason closed his eyes, deciding to focus all his energy there. A world opened up before him, shrouding everyone in the wraith energy. Normal people had an energy that was simple, white but not pure white with an incomplete wraith. However, there were others like him. Those with complete wraiths of different colors. He could sense Arya. She had a wraith composed of a darkened water-like substance. She had a wraith on an equal level to his own. But that wasn't all, his wraith acted like a homing device, showing him everyone with the same fruit as himself. His higher brain capacity allowed for more information. His wraith world circled the entire planet, but it was flawed. When allowing it to stretch that far, it showed him nothing but those that were part of his group. He felt there were some missing wraiths. There should be 15 of us. He had no idea how he had known that, but it came to him immediately. Yes, Jay had a passive ability to identify someone completely and grow power through winning fights. Kuragari may have had a power to master any weapon in short periods of times, but Jason had something all his own. Mental mastery, Any questions that he wanted an answer to would appear. Though it was limited, his IQ determined whether a question was too hard to answer. Counting the number of wraiths there should be was easy, though the names of each would be impossible. Besides the ability to answer questions, he could control the way his brain thought. It provided a lot of pain, but anything that came with smarts, he'd get it quickly. He was a prodigy after all. Getting flooded with more and more information, Jason cut off the power to his brain. He limited his IQ to a normal level and restricted his wraith world to an island in size. He wouldn't need that much information for everyday life. Jason, unlike Jay and Kuragari, could stay in his partial transformation as his fruit wasn't quite as strong. He decided he would keep Wraith World on passively. After all, it's not like he'd need to close his eyes to get it to work like the others. Jason looked up at Brogy, happy that it's only been a couple of hours and yet he learned so much. Alright, what's next? Next we got weapon training. Though you're so small, I'll only be able to watch. Kabababa. Brogy started demonstrating the moves he would need to learn. Dory's sighed. Alright little woman, I need to know what it is you can already do. Attack me with your full power. Dory said. Arya gathered the water at her fingertip and shot Dory with more power than she shot Jason. How was that? She asked. Gagagaga. Little woman, if that's your maximum strength, then we have a long way to go. Arya's eyes flashed with anger. She began compacting more water at her fingertips, but before she could do anything, a sudden wave of water hit Dory, soaking him. Huh? What just happened? Arya looked behind her, the water at her side. Is this some kind of Moana bullshit? Why did it help me? She shouted. Dory stood up. It seems you have a special ability. Some of the giants back home were born with them. Abilities almost akin to a devil fruit, and yet wasn't one. The water protects you completely and helps you. This will be very beneficial in combat. It means you don't have to worry about defending. Arya was stunned. Asterisk, so it's some kind of mixture between Gaara and Moana? Yep, complete bullshit asterisk. We'll focus on your offensive capabilities. Your water will know the best way to defend you. After mastering offense, we'll move on to dodging, and finally we'll end with swordsmanship. We'll also have to do a little aim training. Are you ready? Thank you, I'm ready. Arya said. The training ends. Jason was standing across from a tree, his shamshur at his side in a relaxed stance. Kabababa. Alright little human, attack the tree. Brogy shouted. It had been 1 year since the training had started. They had focused on weaponry the entire time. His devil fruit abilities just came to him naturally, but learning swordsmanship required training and strengthening. Not something a prodigy could pick up immediately. Jason dashed forward, slashing cleanly through the tree. As the tree fell, he slashed out a couple more times, cutting the tree into perfect pieces. Brogy started clapping. Good job. Now you only need help with your devil fruit usage and your training will be over. A lot earlier than expected. Come with me. Brogy began walking off, collapsing trees with each step. Jason ran after him. Eventually they came to a cave. What are we here for? Jason asked. The best way to grow is through combat. This cave holds the most powerful predator on this island. A T-Rex? Jason interrupted. What? No. The most powerful predator on this island is a pack of beasts we call prowlers. They sneak up on the others and kill them with their numbers. They're fast, and have a powerful poison in their jaws. There was only one little woman who made it here. She left the cave with a blade soaked in its poison. That was only 2 months ago. They'll have repopulated by now. Brogy explained. There was no person on this island 2 months ago. My Wraith world would have notified me. Jason said, doubtful. You must have been asleep. Brogy said, shrugging his shoulders. Alright, so what do you want me to do? Do I have to clear the cave? Jason asked. Kabababa. Brogy laughed. You would die immediately on your own, little human. The little woman is gonna help you, clear it together and your training is over. After a day of rest, you can fight and settle our duel. Jason's excitement grew, it had been a year since he saw Arya. He couldn't wait to see her again. His wraith world told him she was nearby. Arya, it's been so long. He turned towards her as she crashed into him. Hey Ari. This training had better be worth it, I won't accept it if you're not stronger by now. Arya said. Of course, I'd wipe the floor with you any day. Now let's head inside. Jason grabbed her hand as they both ran into the cave. His wraith world opened up to him, revealing the entirety of the cave. This cave seems to go on forever, my wraith world can't see all the way through it. Arya told him. You learned wraith world too? I'm able to see the entire cave. To put it simply, this cave has a total of 5 floors. It gets progressively harder as we go down, we should remain on floor 1. There's nothing on floor 5 anyways, I'm guessing the prize was probably taken. There's something else there, but I don't think we have the strength to make it there. Jason explained. From the corner of the cave a prowler jumped at Arya. Right as Jason went to intercept it, a wall of water appeared, keeping the beast back. Geez, these things just come out of nowhere. Arya said as water began to wrap around her being. Title slash. The beast fell to the floor, Jason was staring at her in awe. What the hell was that? Why did the water move to protect you without you doing anything? Jason asked. Oh yeah, that's my ocean's guard. It seems it's something only I can do. The water protects me like Gaara's sand protects him. Arya told him. That's fucking hacks. Jason complained. What, how? You have a wraith world that's able to see the entire cave. I get defenses and you get awareness. It's perfectly fair. Arya argued. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, anyways it seems they're gathering. Looks like we don't have any choice but to fight them all. They cut off all the paths to retreat. What does that mean? All the beasts have gathered on this floor and have us surrounded. We'll have to fight our way out. Hey, maybe if we survive this we can get whatever that thing is on floor 5. Maybe, from here it looks like some kind of underwater lake. I feel it's important for some reason. The two turned back to back, each holding off one group. So, any specific plan? Arya asked. Yep, fight until it's impossible to keep it up. Not much of a plan, you know, if you die I won't forgive you. And why would I be the first to die? Because I'm stronger. Well then, let's test it. Whoever kills more gets the win for Brogy's little contest. Jason suggested. Alright, deal. The prowlers all sprang forward only to be met with a wall of water. Arya gathered the water from the moisture in the air and placed it at her feet. Jason, jump. The two leaped into the air as Arya activated the water beneath them. Whirlpool. All the prowlers began piling near the center, being dragged in. Ocean's grapple. She used her water to grab a nearby wall and swing out of the way. Jason grinned. Sand magnet. The sand gathered around him and lifted into the air directly above the whirlpool. Sand shower. Arya smiled. We're a perfect team as always. The two ran deeper and deeper into the cave. Hey, have you got any plans yet? We still have a lot more beasts to kill. Yeah, at the very bottom of this cave there's a wide area for us to fight in. It'd be hard to fight among these halls of stone. Jason explained. When we get there we'll fight them all in 300 fashion. Keep them in a narrow space and kill them slowly. Right then we should run a little faster, wraith speed. Arya dashed ahead. Oh, so you have that too, that's good. Wraith speed. The prowlers chased after them, though able to keep up with their speed, they couldn't catch the two wraiths. As they entered a wide cave, the two turned towards the narrow entrance, gathering their individual elements. Seems as if we won't die here. Arya had her water ready first. Crashing wave. The giant wave crashed through the narrow opening, dragging the prowlers with it. A few swam through it, giving Jason time to act. I may have to give Gara more credit for his moves, they are definitely helping me. Hold them off a bit longer. This attack takes some time to prepare. Jason began gathering sand from the walls around him, building up as much as possible. Arya jumped forward, vanishing into the narrow passageway. Shrieking came from the passage as she fought them off, fighting so beautifully it looked like a dance. No wasted movements, focusing entirely on offense while the water took care of the defense. Ari, get back! Jason shouted. Wave escape. A small wave appeared underneath Arya's feet as she used it to propel herself back. One of the prowlers jumped, biting into her leg as she made it out the narrow passage. Jason let all the sand fall into the passage from the walls around it. Sand coffin. He placed his hand on the floor, connecting with all of the sand. Sand burial. Shrieks erupted from the passage as the prowlers were crushed under the heavy sand. Ari, you alright? Arya killed the prowler before falling to the floor. Ari. Jason ran to her, bending down at her side. Ari. Ari. Wake up. 24 hours later. Ari. Please wake up, don't leave me here. I can't survive in this world without you by my side. Please, you're all I have left. Wake up. Jason's tears began to fall. Before hitting the ground they floated up, hitting him in his forehead. What are you crying for, idiot? The Jason I know is too logical to cry. Jason opened his eyes, the woman beneath him still lay lifeless. Great, and now I'm hearing things. He smiled though the tears still fell. Idiot, I'm behind you. Arya whispered in his ear. Jason jumped, almost hitting her, but instead got drenched in a wall of water. He gathered the sand into his face, absorbing the moisture. Ari. Jason said, confused, looking between the corpse and the person. You're alive. He shouted as he jumped forward, kissing her deeply. Hey, back up. A third voice said before he was pushed off with a wave of water. Who told you that you can kiss my master? It asked. Jason looked around, confused as to where the voice came from. Water appeared, forming into a small girl. You. Stay away from my master. Who are you? Jason asked. My name is Pearl, I'm a water spirit. I was the one tasked with helping my master, but my defense fell and she died. After she came back I surprisingly became stronger and smarter, now I can take on a semi-human form. The character is based off Suna from some random game, at least for now. Just look up Suna water spirit. Should show her in images. The water spirit condensed and vanished into the pearl on Arya's book. What just happened? Jason asked. Arya shook her head. No idea, I met her right before coming to talk to you. She apologized for letting the prowler through and told me it wouldn't happen again. She's a spirit that now rests inside the pearl on this book. She forgot her name, so I just called her Pearl. Jason examined the book. Looks like some kind of grimoire, like one from Black Clover. The only difference is that those didn't have pearls embedded into them. Maybe one day you'll be able to open the book and learn some of its spells. Arya shrugged her shoulders. Maybe, but for now let's see what this cave holds. Where's that underwater lake you said felt important? Jason led the way through another passageway. As they went further in, a bright green light appeared at the end of the hall. As they entered the room it opened up to a shining lake. The water was green and the sand was black. As they approached the shore a wall of water appeared, stopping them. I'm sorry master, but you can't go any further, this sand is dangerous. It has corrosion properties, it might kill you. Arya turned to Jason. What do we do now? Jason analyzed the sand, releasing his IQ and asking himself what the sand was doing there before shutting it back off. This place is meant for us, it's likely that the last users of our fruits left these behind for us to inherit. Yeah, but what does that even mean? Arya asked. Jason walked forward, placing his hand on the sand. We take what's here. Sand magnet. The black sand gathered around his body before sinking into his skin. Slowly all the sand in the area was absorbed into him and his eyes turned yellow. He turned back towards Arya. Alright, your turn. Arya walked up to the water, placing her hand on it before it began sinking into her skin. Eventually the whole lake ran dry and carved words shone at the bottom. The deserts and the oceans have found new rulers, we offer these to you as gratitude for taking over our job. Ocean Wraith, you have been granted a special type of water used for healing and purifying poisons, use this to assist your allies. Desert Wraith, you have been granted a special type of sand used for destruction and decay, use this to kill your enemies quickly. Long enough exposure to the sand can turn your enemies into dust. Seems your analysis was correct. They left this for us. Though I'm kind of mad, mine isn't useful for combat. Arya said as she began walking out. We should head back up, Brogy and Dory will be worried. You won this competition of ours, we better tell them. Jason vs. Brogy. Back on the surface. Jason and Arya finally exited the cave and was greeted by immediate shouting. Little human. Brogy shouted, grabbing Jason. Little woman. Dory shouted. Jason let his strength go before pushing out of Brogy's grip. Geez, were you trying to kill me? Arya simply slipped out. We're all right, just a bit of an accident. Brogy was surprised by how different they seemed. You seem even stronger than me now, little human. Hearing that, Jason had an idea. How about you two face us for the end of the duel? If we win, your duel stops and you go out and find your crew. If you win, we'll tell you who won out of Arya and I. Gaga gaga. So one of you won, but you won't tell us who unless we win? Alright, I accept. What about you, Brogy? Kabababa. This should be a fun match, it seems you two might finally be strong enough to be entertaining. Hey Jay, can we actually win this? What's their power to ours? Asterisk, Arya thought. In terms of strength they're around 200, after our time in that cave we should be about 225. We should win this with some trouble. Also, how the hell can I hear your thoughts? Asterisk. Wait, so we're actually sharing thoughts right now? This is kind of cool, I didn't know you loved me that much. Asterisk. Yep, you know it, now how about we win this fight? Asterisk, Jason thought as he settled into a stance. The giants settled into theirs and they waited. The second the volcano erupted, signaling the start of the fight, the two groups rushed at each other. Dory's sword met Arya's, the shockwave caused the cave to collapse. Hey, maybe we should move further away. Arya suggested. Dory nodded, the two ran off in another direction, leaving Jason to face Brogy alone. Kabababa. Looks like I'll have to handle you myself, little human. Brogy smiled. Yeah, we never did get to fight. It's about time I prove who's stronger. The student will always surpass the master. Jason gathered the sand, letting it envelop his sword. Desert suspension. The sand began to pick him up, bringing him into the air. I haven't shown you this move yet, let's see you keep up. Jason flew at Brogy, clashing with him, however thanks to Brogy's added weight Jason was finding it hard to hold his ground. Come on little human, this can't be all you got. Kabababa. Brogy swung his axe down again, hitting Jason over and over, sending him further and further back. Oh come on, for such a big man. Your strength is rather mediocre. Sand slash. Jason's sword cut into Brogy's skin, leaving sand in his wounds. Jason started his plan. Brogy laughed. I haven't even begun trying yet. Take this. Brogy reeled back and swung. The attack had much more force than Jason thought and he was sent flying into the volcano wall. Brogy dashed at him with a powerful attack. Jason dropped his desert suspension, falling to the ground as Brogy slashed through the volcano, leaving lava to pour out and start burning the forest floor. Jason landed on a tree. Damn, I used to play this game when I was kid, can't believe the floor is actually lava now, Jason thought. Brogy dashed at him, slashing through every tree Jason stepped foot on. Jason just danced around his axe before deciding to hitch a ride of a massive bird to soar above Brogy's head. Thanks. Jay called as he jumped off the bird, gathering as much sand as he could into his hands. Sand meteor. He shouted as a massive ball of sand headed toward Brogy. Brogy's axe met the meteor, slashing through until it hit the black sand. The black sand instantly devoured the sword, turning it into ashes. Jason then landed on Brogy's shield, sending black sand coursing through it to make that crumble as well. Jason grinned. Well then, looks like you don't have any more weapons to fight Dory with. You're smart for a little human, however us giants pride ourselves in strength. It's gonna take more than that to take me down. Brogy punched Jason, sending him flying back. Sand wall. Jason shouted as a wall of sand appeared behind him, cushioning the blow. Alright, just a bit longer, he thought. Brogy ran at Jason again, his footsteps causing massive pools of lava in the floor. As he was about to attack, Jason collapsed the sand underneath the water, causing a massive pit to form as Brogy fell in. Brogy smiled. If you thought a bunch of lava was enough to handle me, then you're mistaken. Brogy bunched his legs and jumped. As he landed, the lava was sent cascading out of the pit, crashing into Jason in a massive wave. Jason quickly gathered as much sand as possible around him to stop the lava, but it all went through. As if on instinct, his body went transparent and all the lava passed through. Jason stared at his hands in awe. What was that? However, that brief lapse in thinking was all Brogy needed to connect with a thunderous stomp, crushing the sand and sending Jason to the floor. Come on, little human, don't tell me that's all you can take. Brogy mocked. From beneath Brogy's foot, Jason could be seen holding him up. Jason jumped back, barely dodging the stomp as it finished its descent to the ground. Jason grabbed his halate from his belt. He had never used it in combat before, but now was definitely the time. Mixing some black sand with his normal sand, he placed a command on the blade before throwing it at Brogy. Quicksand! Jason yelled as the ground began to pull Brogy in. Sandstorm! He shouted as the halate made contact, erupting in a massive vortex of black and normal sand, consuming Brogy. Jason allowed it to go on for a couple minutes before recalling the sand. Underneath all of it, Brogy stood smiling. His skin was peeling away, but defiance rests in his very being. I'm not done yet, little human. Jason grinned. I'm sorry, but you are. Eruption. At that moment, sand burst from inside Brogy's body before returning to Jason. Brogy fell to the floor unconscious, only surviving the internal attack due to his increased durability. Departure. Arya had just finished her fight as Jason made his way over to her. Hey Ari, you done? Yeah, I just finished up here. Though I had to drown him till he passed out, not really all that fair, but it's his problem. Though to be completely honest, I'm surprised he lasted so long, he had some serious lung capacity. Arya told him. You really have no honor when you fight. Drowning someone until they pass out seems like something a villain would do. What? No. It was completely honorable, it's not my fault he got caught in the attack. Arya complained. We're in the world of One Piece, don't you think drowning someone is a bit fucked up? You're basically saying fuck any possible devil fruit abilities they might have. Oh come on. We're in a world of pirates, you know. They rape, pillage, and kill. I'm not going to fight with honor just for someone to kill me. I fight to win. You should know that by now. Yes, of course. Jason said, exhausted. So with your opinion, I'm guessing becoming pirates is a no? Well, I wouldn't mind joining Luffy, though I guess that would be too boring for you. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that Jay is already planning on joining him. I don't want to run with the story, I want action and fun fights. Jason explained. Well then, let's go with bounty hunters. With what I've seen of the show, there aren't any powerful bounty hunters. That could be us. Jason grinned. Now that you mention it, there are no bounty hunters on Emperor level. Yeah, let's go with that, we will show this world the beauty of bounty hunters. Arya smiled. Alright, but how do we go about it? Jason thought about it. The revolutionaries and the pirates, both existences flying their own flag, going against the world government. We will fly a flag for the world of bounty hunters, and we will be the first to do it. What about the crew? Will it just be us or will there be more? Arya asked. We'll have a crew of 10, maybe more. We can recruit from some famous bounty hunter groups and the rest will join through word of mouth. Jason told her. Alright, any recruits you need me to get? Yeah, go over to Amazon Lily and find a fighter there. They should all be decently strong, you'll be able to cross the comm belt safely if you keep your Wraith Cloak activated. Yeah. This should be fun. Let's wait till the two giants wake up, then we can leave. Arya decided. The next day. When are you two planning on leaving? Jason asked. Kabababa. We have to build a ship first, but after that we'll be on our way. Never actually built one before, so it'll take us a while. Brogy told them. What do you plan on doing next, little human? We have to gather a crew, we're becoming bounty hunters. Don't worry though, we only go after the evil pirates. Arya said excitedly. Well then, I have a candidate for joining. The little woman that came to this island not too long ago. She's still here, she rests in a cave off that way. Brogy pointed. Really? You couldn't see her, Jason? Arya asked. No, unfortunately I can't see inside the structures. Think of my Wraith world like a bird's eye view, I can only see where I'm at in its entirety, not inside of places unless I enter myself. Jason explained. Well, let's go find her. Brogy, Dory, thank you for all your help. I hope to see you two again out on the ocean. It was a pleasure to meet you both. Arya bowed before grabbing Jason's hand and running off towards the cave. Good luck, little human. Brogy shouted. Good luck, little woman. Dory yelled. The two bounty hunters vanished from sight, ready to start their new adventure. Attacks for Jason, LV. 230. Arya won't be explained completely. 1. Standard Wraith abilities, Wraith Speed, Wraith Clone, Wraith Cloak, Wraith World, Grave Walker, Wraith Weaponry, Wraith Port. 2. Sand Arrow, he shaped the sand he controls before firing it at an enemy, enemies hit catch sand in their wounds. 3. Sand Pellet, compacts sand into a pellet and fires it, can cause severe bruising and even kill at higher levels. 4. Sand Bullet, compacts sand into a bullet shape and fired at high speeds. Can puncture skin. 5. Sand Pistol, fires multiple sand bullets like a semi-automatic pistol. 6. Desert Suspension, makes a platform of sand that he rides around on. 7. Sand Shower, Gaara's Sand Shower. 8. Sand Burial, Gaara's Sand Burial. 9. Sand Coffin, Gaara's Sand Coffin. 10. Eruption, after landing a sand-infused cut on an opponent, he allows it to course through their entire body before forcefully ripping it out in a violent eruption. 11. Collapse, collapses the sand particles in the ground itself, causing a pit to form. 12. Quicksand, soften the sand in the ground causing a whirlpool of sand pulling enemies in. 13. Sand meteor, a giant mass of sand that falls from the sky. 14. Sandstorm, a mix of normal and black sand swirling around an enemy in a vortex. Aria, LV. 220. Wraith fruit, model ocean. Control over water and the standard Wraith abilities. Pearl. A water spirit that is responsible for Aria's auto defense. Jason. vs. Writer. Jason, it's about time, I finally got to see some action. It'll be a while before you see me again, but until then. Writer, had to do this little side story so that y'all could see how he was doing. Aria, thanks for having me. Kojika, I get bullied by everyone, don't I? Jason, it's about time we get to shine, already stronger than Jay and it's only been 1 year. Jay, shut yo prodigy ass up. Your character has way too many fucking hacks, how the hell can you sense me from across the world? I can only sense Karagari that way, not the other fucking wraiths. Oh, and Aria has fucking auto block, that's gay as hell. Train for a year under giants, all of a sudden hit warlord level. Jason, why you hating bro? Jay, then yo ass has a group of 10, and I guarantee none of them will be weak. You also are gathering a crew of bounty hunters, like I can't tell who will be on the squad. Do you plan on adding Johnny and Yosaku? Jason, not initially, but we can just let the readers decide if they want to see more of them. Jay, yeah, and we can let the readers decide on who's a better character. Writer, next chapter, Kuro's new plan. Jay, don't fucking cut me off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, subscribe to my channel for more fan fictions like this, and goodbye.